guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Janelle. For those of you who are new, if you're returning, hello, how you been? So yeah, today I'm gonna just talk about like what it's like to be a braider, and these are for the people who are considering to be braiders, or these are people who can relate to being braiders. If you want to braid in 2024, these will be my tips for you. So I'm just gonna get right into it. Before I do, I got my hair done, y'all, yesterday. That's really the tea. I got my hair done yesterday and it's poofy. Y'all know, if y'all follow me, I'm a natural girl, so I don't mind it. I still like it, but this just wasn't how it looked. It only lasted an hour. So, and other side note, I will be filming batch content, so if I make about like 4 videos in the same outfit, don't mind me. Just, you know, trying to fulfill my dreams. Last thing, it's a little noisy because I got the window open, but I just want to, not the window, the door, just want to put a little bit of light up in here. So yeah, the first thing, I got my notes at the side, so I'm going to talk about like the location of a braider. When becoming a braider, you want to decide what's going to work best for you, as far as, is your home going to work best for you, or is having a salon booth or a salon suite going to work for you. Also, you can decide to travel if that is also within, you know, your capabilities or abilities to do. Personally, off of my experience, forgot to mention, I am a braider. I've done traveling and I now do home-based braiding. Some people as clients feel a way about home-based, but some people also feel a way about people in the salon, because some people don't want to be seen. Some people like more intimate services. Some people would rather be in a more professional setting where like multiple people are getting their hair done, you know, preferably maybe a shop. I think for me, I used to travel, but that was when I was young. I'm 23, I'm still young, but like I was traveling at 18 up until 21 or 22. I want to say 21. And y'all, that took the soul out of my life. Like, it just wasn't mapped out very well. I was late often because of traffic, you know, to the second appointment. Usually in the morning I was okay, but still might have been late because I had bad time management as a younger adult. But my latest would be about 10 to 15 minutes, you know, within grace period, within reason. Yeah, traveling is not for the weak, okay? It's for people who really about their money, who about their business, who really want to provide as much comfort as they can. Also, when you're traveling, just consider that, you know, unless you have like some type of portable chair that is suitable for your client, wherever they put you in their house, sometimes it's not comfortable for your body. So be mindful of, they may not have a chair that you can pull up or pull down. They may not have a salon mat. Sometimes they don't allow shoes. Sometimes, you know, you may not have a table. Like, I've just been in many situations where I was like, no, I don't think I could really do this anymore. So I've made it comfortable enough for me to work from home. I have a separate room dedicated to my clients, and, you know, I provide, you know, Netflix, Hulu, whatever, that, all of that sort of thing. And either we talk or we watch TV, and, you know, I just allow the client to enjoy the service. So when it comes to location, decide what works for you. So now, if you're thinking about becoming a braider in 2024, I want to talk about clients. So you can gain clients. I would say the best way would be social media, Instagram, TikTok. The other day, someone found me off of TikTok, and that was like the first time. I'm not really on TikTok like that, so I thought it was funny that I gained a client from TikTok. But if you're not social media savvy, because some of us don't really care for that, there are apps where there's like StyleSeat, Booksy, where you can put your services on there, and they kind of like, I don't know if they do free ads, but it's something you have to look more into. But they do promote your services. Like, you can be looked up very easily. Maybe if you do braids, you can just type in braids in one of those apps, and it'll give the client or customer suggestions, and you may pop up in that algorithm. You can also do flyers and beauty supplies. I think that is very efficient because oftentimes I go to my black owned beauty supply and I see a lot of cards for people who do hair, and some of them have you put it down for free, some of them may charge you. It just really depends on the type of person that owns the beauty supply or not. But I would do preferably black owned, just because most of our beauty supplies are owned by Asians, and no tea, no shade to them, I just don't know if they really for us for real. I don't know, but yeah. The last thing you can do is either you can offer discounted services, or you can also offer free services, basically like for your family per se. But also, just like side note there, when you do improve on your braiding, I would definitely suggest that you treat your family the same with business. You say, hey, can you book through my website? Hey, this is a price for everybody, because family will take advantage of you. And the only person that I do discount is my mom and my sisters. I don't even want to discount them. I love them. I love them. Love them. But let's just be real. When we gotta work, we don't want to do a full service and not get full money. You feel me? So there's that. So now I'm going to talk about the type of clients that you'll have. You'll have type number one, the one that will follow all your policies and have no questions because I read your whole website. Thank you, God. And then type two, you will have the ones who just have a little bit of questions. They'll reach out to you. Some people are rude, like when they ask questions. Some people are very nice. Just depends on the person. So type two is they slightly read policy, so they still have questions, but that's okay. I always say, if you're uncertain, ask. I always say that. You have type three of, there are people out there who literally don't, I won't say they don't respect, but I want to say that they're needy. Like, you have to tend to their needs, as far as somebody will ask what's your prices in a DM, and if they would have clicked your website and acted like they were going to book an appointment, they would have seen your prices. So I think for me, it just also depends too, because there are older people on the internet who also don't know how to use social media. So I just kind of scope out people's profiles so I can see, like, who am I talking to. I would just say overall, type three is those who will ask questions that everything is obliviously on your website. Like, it's right there in front of them, and you as a braider have to decide, do you want to put your time into repeating yourself? Because I say this only to say that repeating yourself can get very exhausting, and common sense is not common for everybody. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. Sometimes, like, you know, when you're looking for something, like maybe in a pantry, you may be looking for a snack, but it's right there in your face, but you can't see it. You know, that's just how it is sometimes. It's also kind of like with the teacher, you know, teaching lessons all day. They'll say something, and then they'll give an instruction, and then the student will raise their hand and be like, how do we do this? And it's kind of like, baby, didn't I just say, can someone raise their hand and tell him what I said? That's kind of what it gives, and it's not fun, but that's just the only thing. Yeah, that's what I mean. The last thing I will say, I want to make a whole separate video on this, but it would be to never expect tips from your clients. You have to decide as a braider, do you want to include tips in your service price, or do you just prefer for people to tip within, you know, their gratitude or within their will or something like that? Personally, I don't include tip. Tip is it's optional. I just think tips should be an optional thing around the world. Some people think tips should be required. It's very controversial. Anyway, yeah, I would say never expect tips, but there are people who constantly tip. There are people who do tip. Sometimes they don't. It just depends. So I would go in with the mindset of my price is my price, and if I'm a person that expects tips, I would include the tips in my price. But if not, then whatever God wants to bless us with, he will. So also, you want to decide what type of braider you're going to be. What I mean by that is, are you going to be the professional braider, or are you going to be like the unprofessional braider? I'm obviously going to go and talk about the pros within the type of braider that you want to be, which is being kind, being respectful, you know, being a listening ear, because sometimes we are therapists. Just, you know, doing your best work on all your clients. You want to be very informative. You want to offer your clients an education as far as what you know about hair, you know, what they can do better to their hair, if they're doing a good job. You can be the type that has a system of just texting people and booking your appointments, or you can actually have a booking site, you know, with custom, or not custom, but with automated reminders of reminding them of their appointment, you know, emails, things of that sort. You can be a braider that offers referral deals or specials, you know, to make your clients like quickly want to come back. And I would definitely advise for you to be a braider that requires deposits. And I say that to say a lot of people within our community too, a lot of people play with, you know, time. That's not really the case for my clients, but I will say that it is very likely for people to cancel their hair appointments. And so some people be like, I'm not paying a deposit over $30. And it's kind of like, that's cool. There are people who will, because my deposit is $45. Because the thing about it is, like, if somebody took up a 5-hour slot where I was getting $200 and they canceled their appointment the morning of, I didn't make $200 for the day. I made $45. You know what I mean? So it's like, sometimes even within that, if they cancel the same day, they can reschedule and still use that same deposit. So sometimes it'll be a case where even if they cancel and they reschedule, the day originally that they had planned, I missed out on money because it didn't work out. So people will rebuttal that and say, oh, you can find a client the same day, but that's not always the case. And I used to be a little money hungry, but my peace, y'all, my peace really is first. Like, I'm not playing that no more. But yeah, let's move on. Also, when you do booking sites, maybe consider, I'm a little frugal, so I use Square Up, but I use a free version. I think my website is now a little bit more condensed to where all the policies, all the policies are in one area, and like most of everything that you need, literally almost everything that you need, is on my website. So you really shouldn't have any questions. But the only thing I would change about it is the free version of Square Up doesn't put pictures of the service that they're selecting. So sometimes people, it's kind of rare, but sometimes people will choose the wrong service by mistake. But I always say double check, you know, just make sure you choose the right service. But that leads into my next topic of investing. So that means that you can invest in your booking site to make sure that you get the best out of it, so that there's no confusion and stuff like that, which is pretty effective. I am just a little bit more on the frugal side, so I try to keep, you know, as much money as I can, because it's expensive out here in these streets in California. So eventually I will go into investing. I just don't know when. So yeah, so definitely want to get a ring light, you know, for your work when you take pictures of it, and videos. And make sure you ask your clients, because not everybody wants to be on camera. Secondly, I would say get your snacks and water. I used to do this. I used to provide, yeah, I'm just being transparent. I used to provide snacks and water, but let me tell y'all, especially when it was free, there were some greedy clients. I'm not gonna lie, greedy clients. And I think it's like it's a really sweet gesture to offer snacks and water. that's just going the extra mile. You don't have to do it. But I pulled back from it because the snacks and water went out quick, and because there were some greedy clients, which is why it went out quick. So I feel bad for, you know, not. I still will provide water. If someone asks for water, I will give them water, but it's not within reach. Like, I don't have water bottles, literally. I don't. So I have to give a cup of water. Do I recommend that? It really is just up to you. Some people may not like the way that I choose to do it, but whatever works for you. So with investing, you could probably provide the hair. They have wholesale vendors that provide braiding hair. I personally don't do this because I don't have the space for it, but if I did, I definitely would provide the hair. It would definitely save a lot of time and a hiccup when it comes to people getting the wrong type of hair, because I only work with pre-stretched hair. Any other hair will be extra, or it may result in a cancellation of the appointment just due to time. But that's never happened, but I just say that sometimes so people like, no, please get pre-stretched hair. It's easier on the braider. And make your space welcoming. My space is very like, it's cool, it's bland. I just got a TV, barber chair, a ring light, and a couch. That's about it. But a lot of people decorate it like they have, you know, their brand name on the wall with the glowy lights, you know, some fur, some grass, like whatever. If this is your thing, like you want to braid and you want to be the best at it, I highly suggest you investing in your space and making your space feel welcoming to your clients and everything like that. I definitely think my space is still welcoming. It's clean and everything. I just didn't go overboard in making it like pretty. But you can. And I've never walked into like a super pretty space, but honestly, I'm not worried about that personally as a client. But as long as your space is clean and I feel, you know, I feel comfortable, that's all that really matters to me personally. And the last thing I want to talk about is your energy as a braider. I just want to say, in every client, every service that you have, put your best foot forward. You never know who you're gonna run across or touch paths with. And I will say that every day, sometimes it is hard to have good energy, because as women in our, you know, hormones, we don't always have good days. And I would follow that up with praying, because I love God and he has shown up for me tremendous many everyday amount of times. And I just pray over my appointments now. And when I do that, he's blessed me before I started praying over my appointments, but I just feel it so much more. Like I would literally feel the Holy Spirit just in me right now. So I definitely suggest praying over your appointments. You know, when you're not having a good day, just pray and ask God to give you energy that you don't have. Just ask God to allow your client to not receive any negative energy. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep turning back because I keep thinking I'm hearing something. I don't know. But just pray that your client is not receiving any negative energy from what you're feeling that day before they came. And, you know, that is what it is. So I'm trying to see if I have any last thoughts of like becoming a braider. The last thoughts would be to take care of yourself. You can decide how much you want to work, whether it's part-time, full-time, but braiding, it's a blessing for me because it provides for me and how I live, but it's also, it can be strenuous when you are money hungry. It can be strenuous when you have a fear of not having money. And these are, I'm speaking from personal experience. And it can also be strenuous when you rely on just not having money, period, as well. And it's strenuous when you don't have boundaries, when you put other people before yourself. So I've experienced all these things. Those are my tips. I definitely just ask that again, you pray over the way you go about being a braider and the way that you allow it to become a part of your life. And I just pray that the clients you come across, you have great experiences, you have great clients, and you get what you need out of braiding. But definitely take care of yourself. Take your vitamins. I take vitamin D and magnesium every day. Magnesium is really good for your joints, arthritis, whatever. They say put Epsom salt for, you know, ice cold water and Epsom salt hand soaks. I don't do that all the time, but when my hands are really going through it, I resort to that. Maybe invest in a standing mat. Sometimes you may be on your feet all day. A stool for you to kind of sit down if you can. Oh, I'm gonna put this somewhere in the video too. When you are a braider, there are many different versatile styles. You have Fulani, knotless, box braids, French curl. You got faux locks. You got crochet braids. There's a lot of versatile styles. I don't know how to say that word, but there's a lot of things that you can do as a braider. So decide what your specialty is. There's stitch braids. Like, just decide what your specialty is. A lot of us are good at a lot of stuff. I'm not one of them. Like, I know that I can improve for sure, but I definitely have preferences. I like my life to be simple and basic, so I specialize in knotless braids. I love doing those. I think those are really cute and simple designs. Not really for me. I don't do them that much. Very basic, like I said. I'm also like, I specialize in like box braids too, but you know, the cornrows is not it for me. I do them, but it's not, they're decent, but I don't like doing them. So just decide what your specialty in braiding will be as well. That's it. I hope that you guys have a great journey when you're starting your braiding career. And you know, just keep practicing and you'll get better. And if you have any more questions for me, if there's anything that I miss, add your tips in the comments for the braiders who are out there who watch this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to write your tips, or you know, let me know if this helped you at all, and enjoy your journey on becoming a braider. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
The sun is shining, it's a new day.